Well, I wanted to go for a little walk today, folks. We'll see how this goes. It really is a nice day, and this is something I need to be doing a lot more of right now. Yeah. I'll probably bump into a lot of people walking around. Oh well. My neighborhood. By the way, it was recently mentioned to me that one of the students I've had a hard time working with in the past is is well, we worked on a tune that I don't know. It was the Brady Bunch, right? And the Brady Bunch is, well, if you like the show, um, as a boy at least, as a kid, and that was the case with me when I was 5 years old, then you'll remember the tune, the TV show, and you'll probably, hey, the Brady Bunch, but it's kind of a hokey tune, and it's kind of, no, I don't know, it's just very Brady Bunchy. That's the best way of putting it. So we didn't really care for it, so it was a rough lesson to begin with. And I just was like, okay, what do you want to play? And he, we're looking at the beginning of like Alfred's Level 5, and I was like, we just pulled out a Scarlatti piece, and he liked it. So I was just like, we're just gonna stick with classical stuff. We're just gonna do classics. If we're gonna do anything popular, he's gotta say he wants to play it. I mean, just from now on. I being a guy myself, a boy, I know how boys are. And boys are picky when it comes to music. And every boy, every man is different. It is very hard for guys to have music lessons, particularly some, because they simply must play what they want to play, what we want to play. I'm no different. It's just, well, for all those folks that are like serious classical musicians, we're kind of told at some point just to get the feeling like, oh, well, you just need to play what's assigned. Anyway, I just wonder if some of that discipline's being lost, but I don't know. Literally, as I mentioned this before, everybody I work with is different. They'd be surprised to know sometimes how much they differ, but there are some things that unite all the people I work with. Yeah, more or less. One of those things is that they are familiar with many of the pitfalls and downfalls of, we'll say, just more traditional methods and approaches to teaching music. And that's why they like me, because I am not the most traditional of teachers, although I can be, so I still am working with folks that have a very traditional approach. But yet, I kind of sense it's no mystery. I mean, the more the parents trust you, the more you trust the parents, the more that you can work on things that they really want to work on, the kids want to work on, that a lot of more traditionally minded teachers won't work on. And I guess there's another fallacy about music ability. It's not just a spectrum from not so good to amazing. There's a whole bunch of different abilities that ought to be developed in different folks, depending on what the people are good at. And so what if some kid can't ever play quickly or have a lot of dexterity? So what? That's just one kind of skill. It's not the only important skill. It's not just about music performance. Anyway, looking at my summer here and considering summer plans, considering visiting my brother at some point in Oregon. Maybe I'll make a video if that happens. I'll try to make a video too about that stuff. Considering visiting with a buddy of mine he's over in Utah. He might be coming over here to Washington. And there's other things happening. I'm trying to make this a hotel summer. Try to find a new place to live sometime in the near future. Try to move on with life. Also expecting a phone call at some point. Probably not anytime super soon. I was going to make a video about, well, anyway, I'm just guessing that you guys probably like the scenery a fair bit right now, earlier in the daytime around here. Yep, my neighborhood. So, there was a video talking about, like, what cities is your heart in? Or where would you like to live? And I was just going over everything. I think it's like Watch Data or something. I don't know. One of these big channels. Sure, I like Utah, of course. Washington for scenery, and also it's where my parents live. It's where I spent most of my life. But Denmark sounds really great. I'm not talking about Copenhagen. I'm talking about Jutland. I'm talking about smaller cities and farms out there. Denmark, Germany, especially, wow, Denmark sounds great. London would be expensive, so if it's England, it has to be more north, I think, or west. Scotland, Wales are possibilities as well. Any of those places sound great. Norway, sure. Yeah, sure. I'm more crazy about Denmark, but Norway's great too. Sweden is a little cold. Let's talk about the south. I love Eastern Europe and I love Baltic, but it's a little nippy for me. But yeah, I love the Baltic folks, man. Poles and everybody. Russians too. We're getting to know the Russians better. Could definitely visit up there. I might even like it more than I realized. But there's many other places in Europe and Asia I mentioned. India even. We hear a lot of mixed things about India. And I've known people more from India. I'm more familiar with southern India at this point because the people I've met from northern India own restaurants or they're, it's more the Middle Eastern element, according to Indians a lot of times. But by Middle East, I mean, Central Asia, Pakistani. Kind of like the Middle East. I guess they consider it the Middle East. But it's again, Persia, Pakistan, Afghanistan it's not exactly Saudi Arabia, but yeah, southern India sounds great, just hot, lots of cool things, tropical fruits, amazing hotels. I think the hotels are half the reason you go to India. I just, watching check it out. Gentleman Prashanth, he has all these videos about his hotels, immaculate, just amazing hotels in India. And yeah, Hawaii doesn't have a whole lot of India, I'll put it that way. And there's a lot of concerns about India, but a lot of these concerns are generally like you don't want to drive in Hyderabad. So taxis maybe. It's just the traffic is an issue, and I think pooping will hopefully, public pooping is gonna hopefully get better. It's gonna hopefully not be as issue as much. And then the scammy thing, still an issue. I think it's really just a huge country, and just like China, just watch your stuff. Don't trust strangers. Calcutta is not really my cup of tea, quite literally, but I think southern India can work out pretty well. Maybe other places. Anyway, in Southeast Asia, similar kind of deal probably, but still think well of Southeast Asia in general. Still gotta crack down on that child trafficking issue, but anyway, yeah, I mean, I was thinking about this more. I'm like, well, where do I want to live? Not just visit. Like, gosh darn it all, Denmark is just so amazing. I've got to go there. It's not just, it's the happiest country in the world. Well, I don't know, when you have a not too expensive place to live, and it's the best, as you take the best aspects of socialism, which I'm not super fond of, but I don't think it's as socialistic as Sweden, but I could be wrong. But there's a lot of free stuff, which is great. The countryside itself is beautiful. Lots and lots of fresh produce. People are friendly. What's not to like? I mean, if you like the mountains, you go to Norway or Switzerland. Switzerland's stinking expensive, though. Or you know, you get the idea. But, and do I need to be a huge boat fan and fond of swimming to go to when I live in Denmark? Well, nothing against it, but beaches and stuff, maybe. I'm not like this, I guess, but I don't know. It's just one of many places. It isn't really the water that draws me in Denmark. It's many other things, but. And Bavaria, you know, or Austria being much further from the water, it's all about the forests and stuff there. Similar deal with, well, I suppose the interior of Sweden, Norway, but Germany and, you know, Poland, Czech Republic, you know, more interior areas still have their awesome aspects too, and you get a lot of the rustic stuff going on. So we Americans want to believe the best about Europe, for instance, because it's such a gem. You know, no offense to other places in the world, probably forgetting them. I'm thinking about a lot of other places I'd love to live at. I'd love to live in Colombia, Venezuela, because of the way the people are, but we just hear about crime stuff and the angels trumpet, like, whoa. It's kind of the same deal with Mexico. Amazing people, a lot of crime. Yeah, a lot of places like that, you know, in South America. I think Africa isn't totally completely off the list. It's just, well, yeah, it's kind of like, well, you know, Morocco and Algeria and Tunisia are very visitable. It's not like you're really roughing it, those places. It's probably pretty nice. Same kind of deal with Egypt. Egypt, a lot of places are really ritzy. Same deal with Arabia. You get south of the Sahara, unless we're talking about certain cities in South Africa, for the most part, it's jungle. But there are nice places, but nice is kind of a relative term, and so I think it's like anybody who's serious about wanting to go. My brother's been to Africa. You know, it's just kind of going there for reasons other than living the good life, unless the good life means something more like not having a bunch of really nice things, so to speak. Honestly, you know, it's not too much different from certain other countries, even like Mexico. But if I went to Cameroon, Nigeria, yeah, you have any nice things, you'll be giving those things away. Not that people will be stealing those things, but you'll be like, heck, these people have nothing. Well, I don't need this stuff, and you're gonna give all your things you don't need away. And a lot of people won't want those things. So, very different world, but it's very awesome that way. So, I don't know. I might go for a little bit more walk here before I head back to my place. But I'm just thinking about what I want to do this summer. And so, if you guys have any suggestions, it's just that it's kind of a bummer that I'm not going to Utah because the circumstances of this buddy of mine who's a bit younger. He has a little bit more just disabilities, that sort of thing. So is the rental car issue and splitting the cost of rental cars and stuff. And, that's I was trying to mention, be realistic about everything, because when you're planning a trip, you need to be as realistic as you can be. Well, you can't afford some of this stuff, so if I went to Utah, it would have to be a kind of different kind of deal. Visiting relatives or some other reason. I love the Mountain West. It's just, I think a lot of people in the Mountain West just wish that they had more trees like in Washington. It wasn't, and also that maybe they weren't so far away from water and stuff. So whatever lakes are around the Mountain West, those lakes are like pretty precious. I mean, Bear Lake, northern Utah, is a place to go in the summer. I know, water skiers, swimmers galore. I've been to Bear Lake. It's awesome. We just wish there was even more of those lakes. And so maybe Minnesotans are like, yeah, we got the lakes, but then you also have the mosquitoes. So where there are trees, there are bees. But also where there's desert, there's still bees, like tarantula hawk wasps. I guess every place has their pros and cons, and maybe I romanticize Europe somewhat, but like, for instance, Jutland, these smaller towns around there, they don't, if you stay away from the big cities, well, but it's not quite as fun. Well, heck, isn't the reason why you go to like certain countries in Europe to experience the culture? And isn't the culture, it's not just the museums and symphony orchestras, it's, talking to farmers and stuff. I don't know. Good thing. I gotta show you guys this stuff. This is a good time of day to show you guys these amazing paintings. Maybe I've shown this before, but I love these folks. I haven't ever met them, but I love the fact they put all these amazing things out for everybody. Just top-notch folks, man. Beautiful, beautiful pictures. Flowers. One of the reasons I live here, folks. It's one of the reasons I live here. It's a nice place to live. Kenmore, Washington. The northwest corner of it, at least. Okay, I think I'm gonna maybe sign off now. Well, not quite yet. So, it's getting a little toasty, I'll admit. I'm a Western Washingtonian wimp, I'll put it that way. I've always been that way, I always will be that way. I can't handle heat very well at all. I guess I can, But, so, if I went to India, like, why would I do that to myself? Because I love India. Great people, but of course. All else, awesome foods and things. But Thailand, same deal. Vietnam, Cambodia, same deal. Sri Lanka. I'm just hoping they have lots of the shadier tree areas. Which they do. And I'm not crazy about durian. Still not crazy about that stuff. So climate-wise, Europe is pretty ideal. Or East Asia, or whatever, And or East Asia, North America, Australia, New Zealand. But it's great to be. I've lived in this area for quite a while now. I am ready to move, and I don't know, just move. But not to Seattle. I don't think anybody wants to move to Seattle unless they work for Amazon. They have a very extremely well-paying job. Even then, they're going to be paying through the nose for their rent or for their housing or for everything, basically. So Seattle is for visiting, not for living. Let's get some more sensible people in office in that city. please. I don't care what party they're from, just people that know how to budget. People that know what's good or bad for a city. Yeah, usually I make videos at night because, I don't know, it's cooler at night too. Of course, you guys don't get to see much. I get to see a whole lot here. Kenmore's pretty ideal. Lake Forest Park is pretty ideal, to be honest. Could do much worse around King County. But the funny thing is, King County really is amazing. It really is an amazing place to live. Other than certain parts of Seattle, at least. So, all right, leave me thoughts and comments below. Catch you guys later. Take care. Bye.